it can be quite hard to meet people on the road that you're happy to speak to.
Yes.
It's a really hard mix of being open to new friends, but also, looking after yourself. You come across people, but they're perhaps at different stages of a trip or, on a very short trip, maybe just a week, and that's their holiday. You guys were very open. It was just come and go as you want. And yeah, I think that's a nice environment.
Meet Sharneigh, a vanlifer from the UK who has been on and off the road over the past couple of years in a van she mostly built herself. She's a professional camera operator working at major sports events, and she loves biscuits so much she now has a dedicated biscuit tray in her van. In this interview, we talk all about how hard it can be to meet people as a solo vanlifer, how Sharneigh ended up joining our meetup just an hour away after hearing about it through another member, and why the simple, spontaneous moments of van life often end up meaning the most. I'm Rens, founder of the Vanlife Network, an online community where vanlifers connect online and become real friends in the offline world. But enough about me, let's dive straight into the interview.
Who are you and where are you from?
I'm Sharneigh. I'm from the south of England, but on the road a lot. So I wouldn't say I have a home base or city as such.
What are you currently doing here in Spain? Just like traveling or like...
So I was working and then decided to extend the trip and explore a bit, make the most of some downtime. Yeah, and there's been a few diversions en route, which have brought me here, and I'm really glad they have.
Beautiful. And so how long have you been on the road for?
It kind of goes on off year to year, but I would say around a month leading to here, but it really varies. It goes like everyone, it goes through stages.
Yeah. And how long have you had your van for?
I would think a couple years, but a lot of that is building and development. I don't think anyone is ever really finished.
That is very true. And did you build everything yourself?
Not everything. No, I got help with the gas and the electric. But yeah, you still learn a lot. Everyone's setup is different. So yeah, and constantly learning. There was a lot of help drafted in, so
which is fine.
So,
like we're allowed to help. I mean, I totally didn't build mine. I just upgraded and modified it to make it livable.
It's a never-ending project.
It is a never-ending project, and that's also what makes it fun. But also houses are also an ending project.
It's true.
And your wants and needs also change. Like the longer you live in it, you might need more
100%.
battery. You might want more solar. You might need a smaller fridge or whatever.
Yeah. And also when you meet others on the road, you see things that you could tweak and improve. Yeah. So we've definitely had a lot of that this week already.
And who is the one that you stole the idea from? Like, what kind of idea do you have in mind?
So Carol showed us just using clothes pegs.
Oh yeah.
For the washing line. Like they're so versatile, but a lot of us have spent hours making alternatives for curtains or storage or lighting setups. Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, that's the simplistic and most efficient way to do it. Like, it's the cheapest solution and it just works.
Yeah, a lot of us had a light bulb moment.
I've been struggling a lot with my, we call it like hand towels or whatever, like these smaller towels, kitchen towels, whatever. And I bought these whatever thingies from the internet where you just push them in and it should hang.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is going to be the solution. And then I saw her with her cloth bags and I was like, dude.
Yeah.
Why am I so stupid? Like, how can I just overthink this thing so much?
Yeah. And I actually, after that little sort of project, we had a morning where everyone was working on whether it was maintenance or new ideas and like rearranging storage. I made a few amendments to where my fridge is and ventilation, and consequently have now made a biscuit tray, which was not planned, but it was actually talking to Carol that I was reorganizing the cupboard. So yeah, now I have a dedicated biscuit tray, which I'm pretty chuffed about.
A biscuit tray? I've never heard anyone in the van with a biscuit tray.
Yeah. And we had a good chat, actually. I think it was the first night here about, it's just really interesting trying different biscuits, and we had the local cinnamon biscuits here. And also trying some of the Dutch ones. It's great, like getting in other people's fridges and cupboards and seeing what is a very basic standard product for a lot of people, but if you're shopping elsewhere, then it's quite exciting. So really good biscuit dunking conversation.
Dunking the thing. I've never heard of the term like dunking.
Yeah, we take it quite serious in the UK.
I figured. Oh my. So that is just like dipping it in the tea, right? That is called dunking.
Yeah, it's like
beautiful.
You can make a very boring biscuit. You add coffee or like a nice chai latte or a flavored tea, and you can save a boring biscuit.
I should drink more tea and dunk more biscuits.
It's definitely a winter sport. It's
A winter sport. Well, I
Yeah.
like snowboarding
Seasonal.
in winter.
Yeah.
Winter sport. How did you find out about the Vanlife network?
So I came across a member and just got chatting and explained I was on the road, and the timing for me was brilliant. She said we're actually meeting this weekend, and I asked the location, and it was about an hour. So yeah, then the next morning I didn't really know anything about what I was coming to, but yeah, I just got on the road, drove, turned up, and to think that's less than a week is crazy.
Crazy.
Because this afternoon everyone's very comfortable with sitting out, we're having like a little pampering session, we're doing DIY, we're cooking as a group. It's mind-blowing that was less than a week ago. I had no idea what any of this was.
And obviously
Yeah.
you didn't know any one of us.
No,
right?
absolutely no one.
So
It was, I think like 2 or 3 messages online, and it was like, see you tomorrow.
it's crazy. I love how that went actually.
Yeah, me too.
Now, if you're living van life or dreaming about it and you've ever felt like you're doing it alone, this is for you. It's called the Vanlife Network. It's a private community full of real vanlifers from all over the world actually connecting. No algorithms, no ads, no fake social media stuff, just real conversations, real friendships, and people you actually meet on the road. There are weekly calls, a live map to find people near you, and meetups happening all the time. So instead of just chasing the next spot, you start building real friendships along the way. It's completely free to join, links in the description, or scan the QR on screen, and we'll see you there.
How was life before the Vanlife network?
It can be quite hard to meet people on the road that you're happy to speak to.
Yes.
Of course, you come across other people when you're parking or shopping. I think it's a really hard balance, especially if you're traveling solo, between being open to meet people and make new connections.
Yeah.
But, you're also this way of being on the road, you're looking out for yourself. So it's a really hard mix of being open to new friends, but also, looking after yourself. And I think this being a group setting, it wasn't so intense as, I don't know, maybe 10 of us now, I'm not sure. And it's been really nice. It's so relaxed. You can have a one-to-one conversation. Some people, have similar interests, or you discover someone that's really knowledgeable on something you want to learn about, or a sport, or, musical instrument you want to learn. We've had that this weekend. And yeah, it's a really relaxed way, I think, to meet people. It's a nice group setting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting more people over time.
Me too. Yeah, that's great. And did you meet many other people before, and did you become friends, or how did it go? Like, you park next to each other, you're basically two strangers. Do you ever, like, is it just small talk and then nothing, or did you actually have like occurrence?
It's often small talk, and it's often it's such a flash meeting that you feel it's premature maybe to exchange contact information and stay in touch. But then you often regret it because, you might know that you're both going to be doing similar hikes or going on similar courses later on. So yeah, it's difficult, I think, to meet people on the road. You come across people, but they're perhaps at different stages of a trip, or on a very short trip, maybe just a week, and that's their holiday. So to find people, you'll find a lot of people here are on a journey, and whether that's they're dipping in and out of traveling or it's a longer term, setup for them.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to chat to everyone, and they're at those different stages, and just there's always lots of advice and lots of questions. I think that a lot of people here have come away from the weekend, and they might have a little bit of a diversion to where they're going, and whether that's a navigation journey, like an actual journey where the physical location or the country that they're heading to, but also just people's their setup or how they're funding their travel and their goals.
It's just very interesting to share these experiences, because some people have been living van life for like a week, others for like 4 years, 5 years, whatever. And so everybody has their own story. And you mentioned that especially as a solo traveler, it is hard to meet people. Have you ever traveled like with multiple people, or as a couple, or anything like that?
I had a friend come to visit a couple weeks ago. That's quite an experience to share
Sharing the van.
to share space, and it's been really nice here because we have all had the same challenges and the same adjustment, and it is adjustment.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, the sun comes out, everyone's happy, and it's not just because we want the sun on our skin, it's because we know our fridges will be more efficient. And we can charge certain devices, and we all have, there's so many things like water storage or toilets. Like there's so many things that we've all kind of had to negotiate, and we've got that common thing. So it's been really nice here to not have to explain.
Totally.
But going back to traveling with people, a friend visiting. Last year actually I met another British girl with the same van, and we traveled a little bit on the way down to Portugal together, which was nice. But
It's like two solo travelers.
yeah,
got it.
but I've liked discovering this group and how school we can see locations. So if we've got somewhere in mind, like we have a journey coming up, we can see that maybe someone is in that direction, and we can actually reach out ahead to try to meet on the road and plan a little bit.
Yeah.
But this would be the first event in Europe I've been to, and as a group. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Around lockdown, there was a bunch of meets that I would help to organize.
Okay. Cool.
But a lot of those fizzled out after lockdown, and I think around that time, a lot of people were building camper vans as a project, but maybe not the long-term thing for them.
Yeah, it was probably just a way to actually still do something outside of the home.
Yeah.
It is very interesting because meeting people for me before the Vanlife network, it was pretty difficult. I thought it would be super easy.
Yep.
Because everybody in a van connects with each other. But there's so many different people living in a van. There's
100%.
couples, and I find it very hard to approach couples because they have each other. So somehow I think like, let them do their thing, I'll just do my thing.
Yeah.
But also other like solo travelers, I don't know what they're up to. I don't know what they want to do. I don't know if they are approachable or not.
Yeah.
And
If they're enjoying the
exactly.
peace.
Most times they're very approachable,
Yeah.
and they think the same way. But you don't know it beforehand. And especially as an introvert, I don't know, are you introvert or extrovert? In between?
Oh, I don't know. I probably can go through stages. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. I've not given that lots of thought.
Okay.
It'd be interesting to ask the others like what they think.
Yeah. I try to think like what you would be, and I was like probably in between something.
Okay.
Like because you are outgoing enough to just join the whole group. Like I'm very uncomfortable joining big groups that I don't know, of people that I don't know. But one-on-one, I'm very comfortable. Especially when I get to know someone, it is very easy for me to go like in depth, let's say. So instead of surface level chats, it's very easy to actually like, I don't know, go deeper.
Yeah.
On a deeper level, connect on a deeper level. But with groups, I find it very hard.
Okay.
So, and you just immerse yourself in a group.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been nice here, I think, as well. People arriving and leaving at different times. It's been really nice that it's just such like a relaxed feeling of, come when you can. Like some of the guys, they turned up in the night and, actually got to chat to them. There was a quick hello, but got to have a proper chat the next day.
Yeah. You mean Tim and Laurie?
Yeah. So it's been really nice. And other people, they've needed to go do things, and it's been nice that there's no like, commitment or time frame. And you guys were very open. It was, come along, meet us.
Yes.
It wasn't like you have to stay the weekend or you have to stay a week. It's like just come and go as you want. And yeah, I think that's a nice environment.
That's great that you say that, because that's actually how our digital campfires also work. I know you haven't visited one of them because you didn't even
I've
have
done
the chance.
things the different way to most
Exactly,
members.
which is even crazier. But that's exactly how our online meetups go. Like it's a long chat, like a couple of hours, and people hop in and out whenever they want. People do things while hanging out. So I often do my dishes or whatever, like just to get some things done. And it's also hop in and out. So, and it's basically the same here, what I've seen. Like Rike had some problems, she left, and Mark was here for a few days and then he left, and then 2 others arrived, and probably some more people are gonna arrive within the next days. So it is very cool to see. But I'm happy that you experienced that in a similar way. How has the Vanlife network impacted your travels?
So for me, it was instant. It was pretty much 24 hours. Probably different to a lot of other people that would, meet online first, and maybe have some connections, some conversations before actually physically meeting. I mean, for me, this is brilliant. This works, and it's so much easier for me to stay in touch with people once I've met them
Totally.
online, and messages. I find it very hard to have the respect for people. But, you know, having met everyone and they've all shared a little glimpse of their life, that you know that you're going to stay in touch, you know, even if they've got to move on and you might not physically cross paths, you know, they'll be on your mind. And
Yeah.
it's quite nice to hear here this week, you know, people referencing other meets and, you know, little stories or events that have already happened previously.
Yeah.
That's quite nice. So yeah, I don't know. Going forwards, I hope there's another in-person meet. You know, maybe another country.
Yeah.
Who knows? Different seasons and yeah,
Totally. No, yeah.
different settings.
This is our first one ever.
Yeah.
So, well, we have like we've had these tiny meetups, like one-on-one, so 2 people up to 5 people. That was the largest one, I think. And so this was our official one, whatever that may be. And we thought, let's pick a nice location.
Yeah,
Right.
that is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
You're gonna have to work hard to find another one like this.
Yes, exactly. It could have been a little warmer. It's pretty chilly,
Yeah,
but I
but
mean,
we got
it
sun
does the
now,
job. Yeah, during the
so,
day, it's super
yeah.
nice. And so I think we'll do many more of these.
Mhm.
Like my vision or our vision, I can say, like, is to do these way more often because right now meetups are pretty rare.
Yep.
They are. I've been to a couple of meetups. Some are more events, some are
Yeah.
smaller meetups, and both are super fun to
Yeah.
meet other Vanlifers and like-minded people or other people who love life on the road, basically.
Yeah.
And they're so rare. Like there's only a few times a year that you can go to such a thing.
Yeah.
And I believe they should be more often
Yeah. 100%.
because it's like we're building an online community, but the end game of an online community is bringing it to the offline world.
Yeah.
And so you dove straight into the offline world, basically. So you started
Yeah.
from the end
Yeah.
to going backwards, which is also fine.
Uh-huh.
But I hope we can stay as much as possible at the end. Let's
Yeah.
say. So in the real world, you're very new to school. You're very new to the Vanlife network.
Yeah. I'd not actually heard of school
You haven't heard of school
a few
before.
days ago.
Okay, that's crazy. So I saw you made a few posts inside of the Vanlife network. What do you think of it? I know you haven't really been using like other social media platforms a lot, right?
Yeah, I dip in and out of stuff. I mean, school's been great this weekend because, like I said, it's been a really open, relaxed environment, but we can share on there if we want to do something and everyone knows like something's happening. So the first day, a dog walk, we've done, you know, pancake making, pizza making, you know, having a campfire, a walk down to the lake. It's been great that we can share, you know, if someone wants to join, then they're welcome. So it's a really good place just to pin stuff and have a central point. But also longer term, it's quite nice because people are sharing their journeys or their plans or their goals. So yeah, I'm still finding my way around it. I don't know if it should be a surprise. I hadn't heard of it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if
but
it should be. It's
it
quite
looks
new.
Yeah.
Quite.
So I can see its purpose and it developing and becoming popular. Like it's, even though I haven't explored all the parts of school, yeah, I can see its use and how effective it can be, especially for a group. And as the group grows, I think as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different methods you can, you know, form a community,
Totally.
but maintaining them over the long term, that's like very different. So
Yeah.
I think it looks like it's a good place for that. But whether that's jumping on a call or, you know, physically getting together, yeah, absolutely no regrets. And yeah, I hope other people have the opportunity to be able to do that.
Yeah.
This has been fantastic because there's no financial implication, you know, there's no commitment for expensive dinners out. You know, everyone is living however they want. If they want to go to a cafe, they can. If we want to cook as a group because we're all trying to use ingredients and, you know, pull together like we will tonight.
Yeah.
I think it's been fantastic. Yeah.
So as a new member, you just joined in, just try it, just come on over.
Yeah. Just get along, get on the call, or get to meet, and hopefully we can have more in person.
Yeah. Well, it is a very young community still. Well, it's half a year old. For some people, that's very old. For myself, it's pretty young. We're like 54 members right now, so it's still very tiny.
Yeah.
I expect it to grow much bigger than this. So you're very early on still.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to be super interesting to see how that develops.
Yeah.
Because also for us and for me and for everybody in the community, I think the bigger it grows, the more power is to the community. Because like you don't have to engage all the time, but if you want to, there is a community
Yeah,
of
it's
people with
there.
like-minded people.
Yeah.
And if you want to meet people who are like-minded, whatever you like, if it's hiking, if you have a dog, if it's yoga or whatever,
Yeah.
there is other people inside of the community who also live in the van and like your thing. And that's what I hope we can like provide for Vanlifers, because that's something I personally missed on
Yep.
my previous 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like one dedicated space, because I think Facebook groups have their purpose as an information source, kind of like a forum. If there's something like you need information, or if you're in trouble or whatever, you need help, Facebook is a very good place for that.
Yeah.
But for connection, I think it is lacking big time. And then one last question. Well, this is our first meetup, like the Vanlife Network meetup. What was your highlight so far? So we've been doing this for like 5 days now, or this is day 5 or 4?
I lost track.
6.
And I'm not leaving.
I also don't know. So what was your highlight so far?
Ooh. I don't know. I think I enjoyed the walk, which probably qualified as a hike. It was probably further and tougher than a lot of us expected on the first day.
To the church.
Yeah,
Yeah.
up to the top of the hill.
Cool.
That was fun. Making pancakes, like
Beautiful.
I love that. I want to do it again today. Yeah, I think there's so much, but also as much as we're doing like the communal events, just the morning, like just waking up and seeing everyone, whichever stage of a morning person they are, which really varies. It's like just everyone just like standing, you know, in their pajamas, having their cup of coffee. And actually, that's actually really nice to do together. And that's not an event. That's just, you know, that's just the morning. So yeah, I think probably there's like little just chilled, unplanned moments. That's actually been the highlight.
Yeah, and the fun thing is we didn't plan any of it.
Yeah.
Like the pizza party or
Yeah.
pizza night, we didn't plan. The pancake night, we didn't plan. Like tonight we're gonna eat burgers. That was kind of planned. Like that was my input. So we bought some burgers, but that was the only thing we planned.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, it's nice. And everyone here has brought different, you know, interests, and they've opened them up to people, whether that's leading the walk, you know, whether it's holding a yoga session, or there was some meditation going on earlier.
yeah.
You know, some music in the evening and instruments being pulled out of different people's vans.
Yeah.
All that kind of spontaneous stuff is really nice.
That's what we're all about, I think.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's okay.
That was amazing. Can I get you?
Thanks for having me. It's
No,
nuts
of
to
course.
think, like, yeah, a couple days ago I didn't know any of this.
And I do. Welcome. A very warm welcome into the Vanlife Network.
Thank you.